So I want to talk about how you can approach the idea of iteration. So if you're unfamiliar, it's you take feedback from something that you did and learn, reapply it to the future to get a better result. That's essentially iterative processes. Now, what people do incorrectly, myself included, right, is you plan something out pretty meticulously, and then it's time to go do the thing, and it doesn't go according to plan, which is probably the case 70 to 80% of the time, at least in my own life. And the reasoning is because you haven't actually done anything in that area yet to have succeeded or failed to get that feedback to then iterate upon. And so by planning something meticulously before you actually do it, you're basically taking no iterative feedback and trying to iterate on it. So you're iterating on nothing, and it's no wonder that it's not going to work out for you, at least unless you get lucky or a majority of the time. Now, the strategy that I have been trying to put in place that helps with this, I can't say it's going to be perfect, but it's like 3 to 5 times better, is first familiarize yourself with the thing and do it one time. So I guess a good way to put it would be if you want to send cold email. Actually, that's not very agreeable. If you have an assignment for school and you want to automate the process or something, I don't know. Let's be realistic. Um, and you have no idea what the information is about or the structure of it. You know, it's a class on law, and you don't know anything about law, but you could assume, oh, there's going to be this, there's going to be that. You have the general topics, like what the exams are covered on, but you don't actually know what the questions are going to be, right? And so then you try to make this cool study plan and all this, and you go to try to apply it and realize it's completely incorrect. And that's because you didn't even know what the output was in the first place to iterate upon it. And so what you can do is before planning something and then trying to do that plan, first do it a little bit, familiarize yourself with it. Now you know the environment. Now you can make a plan based on that environment that fits it properly. And then that plan will work and it will be a lot better. I had a friend that was talking to me about how he was planning to start working out again. He had been huge into working out, stopped for a couple of weeks, almost a month, I believe, and he was planning how to attack it. And he said that it's always better to plan things out before you do them, because it helps you do it better, which I agreed, but also disagreed with part of it. If you are going to try and start going to the gym and you haven't been going in a while, and you plan out all the workouts that you're going to do, this is something that I experience like daily, right? You plan out all of the workouts that you're going to do, and then you go to the gym, you're not going to follow that perfectly. You're just not going to. Like, I've never met anyone that has planned out this meticulous, perfect workout and then gone to the gym and done it without fail through and through. And the reasoning is because in your mind, you have this ideal situation where you're super strong and you really want to be there and you're like super motivated and dedicated because that's what's flowing around your brain while you're planning things, because planning releases dopamine. It's the idea of it. You don't actually have to do the work yet, but the idea of it is like making you super excited, right? So that's why you feel that way. But then you go to the actual gym, you feel like crap, you don't want to be there, you realize that planning it is a lot more fun than actually doing the work and lifting, and or you have a hurt knee, or you're weaker than you thought you were going to be, or your shoulder just gave out in the middle of a workout. Like random variables that you cannot account for come into play. And the only way to familiarize yourself with and make an actually applicable plan that actually works is to first go to the gym and do something. Do something. Like if I'm trying to go hit legs and I have 7 exercises, I have the exact weight already planned out, how much I'm going to rest, and then I go to the gym, it's not going to happen. But if I go to the gym knowing, okay, I want to hit legs today, what can you do to hit legs? Well, I guess I could do some squats. And then you go squat and you're like, no, this hurts my lower back. Is it worth it? No, I'm not going to squat. Boom, you just learned something. So now when you're making your plan after you familiarize yourself with it, you'll leave out squats. Versus in your initial plan, without even knowing that you didn't like squatting in the first place, or that you couldn't do it, or that it hurt you in some way, you would have planned squats because that's such a central pillar of hitting legs. But you don't know that because you haven't actually done it yet. And so it kind of goes back to this I want to say it's a Roosevelt quote, but it's like the credit goes to the man in the arena, not the one who is watching the man in the arena. Um, you have to actually get dirty, get your hands dirty and do the thing to understand it, to collect all of the variables that you would not be able to consider sitting at your desk planning it out. When you're actually there, there's so many more things that are clear. And so I guess to apply this to your life from start to finish is if you have something that you want to do effectively, and this has to be something that is like applicable with a plan, like being more spontaneous, that's not something you plan, right? Obviously, it's literally the definition of spontaneity, but something that has structure. That's the only variable that is necessary for this to work, as far as I'm concerned. But we'll use the example of working out because I'm familiar with it. It makes a bit of sense, hopefully, to most people. But in an ideal world, I make this super elaborate plan and I go to the gym and I get everything perfect and I hit all my goals instantly, right? But in a realistic world, I am like, hey, I want to get into better shape. I'm gonna start going to the gym. So I go to the gym with no idea what the hell to do. And I see what they have. I try lifting the weight. I'm like, oh, this is really heavy. I've calibrated myself. I've gauged the weights and what exercises are even available, what I like, what I don't like, what hurts me, what doesn't. I've tried the squats, I've tried deadlifting, I've tried leg extensions. I see what they have available. Now, when I go home to make my plan, I'm familiar with the space. I didn't hit any goal yet. I didn't do some miraculous workout, but I'm familiar. I know what machines and equipment they do and don't have. I know how much weight I can and cannot lift. It's not this idealized version that's in your brain. It's actual reality because you tested the waters. And so then when you make the plan, it's more realistic and then you can actually apply it to real life. And so before you plan anything out elaborately, dip your toes in the water and try to do it without a plan. Familiarize yourself with the environment and then plan it. And then it will be more reflective of reality because we will never consider all of the possible variables that might arise unless we actually get in the arena and do the thing. And so that's pretty much the punchline for today. If you want to plan something, go try it first and then plan it because you're not going to know what to plan out if you've never done it before. So that's it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.